Hi. Okay. So there are times I worry a lot about my image. I look back to my old videos, myself wearing like pajama pants while I'm working in the shop. Well, today is not one of those days. I'm not exactly wearing pajama pants, but it's very casual Alan this evening because I'm just in the shop. I got a couple things to bust out today so that tomorrow is in good shape. Before I get to work on these Krampus masks, I will show you my snowman mask that I did. It's not 100% done, but it's in there. Isn't that fun? I'll get to work on him after I get these two Krampus masks haired and stuff. So, yeah. Pretty happy about that. And it's got a EVA foam helmet inside of it, too. So anyway, yeah, we'll get these guys out of the way. Hope everybody's having a weekend, getting ready for a great holiday. So yeah, hello Tara, and hello Vanishing Gates. Okay, there we go. And I want this thing over here. Go grab a mask. Okay, so I am blessed with some real talented people that help me out around here. All right, let's see how our horns are doing. All right, so these horns are EVA foam, and then I coated them in liquid nails, and I just used a toothed comb basically to make all the ridges in them. So that way these horns can look different from the other horns, which are these guys, which are made the exact same way, but these are just smooth. These also have liquid nails on them to make them, you know, more horn-esque. Howdy. Hello, Ireland. Hope you're being good, or else Krampus will come and get you. That's how that works. Yes, so be good. Anyway, these guys need paint and then hair. That's what they need. Yes, I could use Plastidip instead of liquid nails. Liquid nails just goes on a little thicker. Charles, thank you very much. My live videos are kind of coming back. You could use Plastidip instead of liquid nails, but liquid nails is thicker and it dries harder, whereas Plastidip is still a little rubbery. Hello, funny guy. All right, I need to get my air onto my airbrush. It's the air on the airbrush. It's the thrill of the fight. Rival. All right. So basically, I haven't been sleeping well lately. Shocker. A haunter who doesn't sleep well. And you guys are here for motivation so that I will stay in the shop the whole time and get to work instead of putting my butt on the couch. I also turned my computer in to get fixed today, so I don't have a computer to go fart around on. Therefore, I should be more productive. Is there a video on the snowman too? Not yet, but there will be. Maybe tomorrow night I'll go live and show you guys how I make a snowman from start to finish. Yeah, I've had not a good week for sleep. Like this whole week, I have maybe gotten 2 hours a night, something like that. So yeah, tomorrow, maybe Monday night, one of those two, I'll definitely do a live video showing you guys how to make a snowman. You want to build a snowman? Anyway, I had to do that. You guys know that. Get this out the way. Move, mask, get out the way. These guys with a little bit of rub out first. which is just an alcohol mixture. Up here. All right. This is 70% alcohol and ink mixed together. Woo. I can smell the alcohol. This is not important to mask making at all, but it is delicious and it is the season. Okay. I need to grab myself a couple paper towels because I want to put this on heavy and then wipe it off. Then I can do some more painting on top of that. Well, I am tired and cranky and all those things that you expect someone who's tired and cranky to be. I love what I'm doing. This is the work I'm meant to be doing, so I don't mind doing it. So these guys, I based out white to get them back to a white tone. This was originally intended to be a witch. I poured it up last March. Well, or right before, yeah, right around March, to get ready to take it to Trans World. Didn't get it done in time, but I didn't push it. And I didn't need this one to fill any of the orders that I took. So, but what a change that makes, just putting the alcohol on. And I'm going to go wipe it off, because I don't want that much. I want these Krampuses to be fairly light. And this, the color on these eyes is amber. The LEDs, they're amber LEDs, which I like, and they're a little more subtle. But I really like that. Okay. I like to scrunch this up so it's an uneven surface. You know what? I've missed being YouTube live. You guys are pretty awesome to hang out with. If you don't mind my saying it, it's not creepy then. Yeah, see, I can just pull this down as much or as little as I want. You can't see that because I'm doing the other side, but I swear it's doing some stuff. See, it just stays in all of it's instant detail. All the detail that I sculpted shows up with this rub out. This is not an Alan Hops technique. This is one that I learned from Ed Edmonds. Ed Edmonds was taught this by George Ushell. So, works well. They use a different timing with it. They do the rub out last. I kind of do it. When I do it, sometimes I do it first. I want to see what's there. And I'm hoping that all I have to do on these horns is the rub out. But I may need to do a little something else. This may not be enough. It's not enough for this. But now I have to do it on all the horns so that the horns are even. You know, what's nice about the liquid nail is it turns kind of into a hard plastic. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'm going to do Havana Brown on these. That'll be sexy. It's an ink that I use on my Apocalypse masks. But that color, I think, will be beautiful on this. My heart is in Havana, ooh la la. Take me to Atlanta, ooh la la. I don't know that song. But anyway, I know you won't see this in the final paint, but I have to do it now because I did the other one. And the Havana brown will look different over top of this than it would just over top of just the liquid nails. A lot of times if you do like these unnecessary, it seems, steps, they're not unnecessary. They're a precursor. I used to watch like Bob Ross and other painting shows, and they paint red first under the green. I'm like, what are you doing? Why? You're just going to cover that up. Changes everything. I know that now. Okay. Very excited to see these horns. So let's go ahead. Well, let me show you this guy first. This is what it looks like just with the rub out. It's all that I've done. There's been no color work on this. Let's look at comments. Psycho Axeman, good to see you on, sir. There will be a video on the snowman. I got to that. Like Asleep is horrible. Yes, it is. Yes. You know what? Peeper Dawn. Here we go. Alan Tirade. Don't miss Halloween. Halloween is special because of when it happens. There is that crispness to the air. You step outside one day and you're like, bam, it's fall. Suddenly, fall has happened. And that is the harbinger of Halloween. Now, Halloween is going to come. And Halloween happens. And Halloween gives way to Thanksgiving. And that gives way to Christmas. There's a season for it. The great thing about Halloween is it's coming around again. And the joy of Halloween, most of it's in actually the prepping for it. You know, we're making things for Halloween. That's still Halloween. It's just us getting ready for Halloween. And then when Halloween gets here, it's a great big night. And sometimes it's almost a letdown because you've prepared, 365 days for it. But what I was trying to say was Halloween has a season and we should be happy of it. But anyway, all right. I take melatonin. I already take melatonin. I used to take 5 milligrams of melatonin. That was too much. It didn't let me sleep. Now I take three milligrams of melatonin every night, and that really helps. But I've had some real bad congestion issues. I'm not sick. I think it's allergies for something, but I don't know what. And that's causing me to snore, which is making me wake up and not breathe good. And it makes my wife sad because, who wants to lay next to somebody who's snoring? All right. What are the horns made out of? The horns are made out of EVA foam. I made a pattern. I made horns out of aluminum foil. And then I made a tape pattern. And then I cut them out and glued them together. So, that's what the horns are made out of. I don't know. Maybe it's bridled creativity. Maybe it's not unbridled creativity. It's definitely bridled. It's bridled to get me to a Krampus. My inks, normally I will buy them from Hobby Lobby, but they stopped carrying FW acrylic inks. They have another brand which works just fine. Now I buy FW inks from Amazon or Golden Acrylic. I'm going to grab some Havana Brown over here because I needs it. Oh, it's going to be so sexy on these horns. I can't wait. I can't wait. These are Pinata Color Havana Brown, and I bought these from Amazon. The first ones I bought from my store just to test. I liked them, so I dug around, and I found the best price was on Amazon. And first, we'll go full strength with this and see what it does to these horns. I think it's going to look amazing because I really like this color. I'm using the $10 quick change airbrush from Harbor Freight. Most airbrushes, it takes a long time to get a color difference. That's my rub out. That's my Havana Brown. That's why I love the quick change airbrush from Harbor Freight. It's not for detail, but it's good for, you know, big washes like this, basing things out, and stencil work. Good to see you, Halloween nerd. Use a mask when I'm painting. Well, I should just pretend I'm wearing one. What a rich color this is. Okay, so look at that horn. Woo! Pretty. Let's see if I want to wipe that off. I can't wipe it off. It's not dry, but it's not wipe offable. I wonder if I can with a little bit of alcohol. I'm playing. I want to see what these horns look like. Hasn't already said with enough alcohol all things are possible. I'm disappointed in you guys. This is just 91% alcohol. 91% you can normally buy at CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid if you have those. You can normally buy 91% alcohol from them. 99% alcohol, you pretty much have to order online. All right, so this is lightening it. See that lightening that's happening? Which I actually really like. Well, yeah, that's I'm pretty happy with that actually. A little bit of buff in here with that. Nice. Of course, I had some overspray on the mask itself, but the alcohol is cleaning that up, no problem. Okay. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to mask it off a little bit. So I get less on it. Oh, this color is just so alive. Very warm, very red brown. Probably don't have to tell you what color it is because you're looking at it, but still. That's what I do. I'll do Psycho Axeman. I'll do a Kickstarter. Buy Alan a respirator. I have a respirator. Don't do that. It's hard for me to talk to you guys while I'm wearing a respirator. There are times when I'm alone in the shop that I'll wear them, but I'm trying to have a conversation with folks or whatever. It's tough. Okay. I honestly like what is happening on the mask. I like the tone it gives too. Well, Priscilla, it'll be in dim light because the Krampus, so it'll make it dark. Tips for beginner mask maker. Yes, start making masks. Don't don't um, don't do paralysis by analysis. Don't study it so much you never get anything done. Start making things. Make mistakes. Learn from it. I am gonna do this to the whole head. Now, I don't know that I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna thin this because that's a little dark. These inks are alcohol based, so they thin with alcohol. That's why I can just wipe them up with alcohol. Zombie snail. That's how I mix stuff. Palm of the hand, 2 fingers down. Zombie snail. Okay. Oh boy, what a rich color this is going to be. Freaking love it. And that's why I brought this guy all the way to white, so that I could really have fun bringing him up to whatever color I wanted. That's beautiful. He's all woody looking. Not like the toy from Toy Story, but like wood. Wood. I never watched Beavis and Butthead as a kid, so I don't do a good Beavis. Oh yeah. See, and I can just knock this down. And that original rub out stays in there, and then I've got this on top of it. No, I'm not even sure I'm teaching you. I'm just sharing. I'm sharing what I'm doing, what I'm learning. You know, every time I do something, I learn. If I do it in front of you, you'll learn with me. And if it's a mistake, you won't make that mistake. Oh, that's nice. Very happy with that. So, yeah, by the end of tonight, I'll have 2 of these Krampus masks painted and haired. All right, so teeth, let's get this off of the teeth. What's good is it's going to stay in all the recesses of the teeth, but it won't, the big broad parts, it won't be on. And you're working on something, so take your time, look at it, and make sure you don't miss spots. Make sure you do it right. Someone's going to take this from me, and they're going to say Alan Hops made this, and I don't want them to think that Alan Hops half-assed it. Pardon my language, Ireland, if you're still watching. Didn't mean to say that, but I'm passionate about quality of work. It's not a paint, it's an ink, and it is Havana Brown is the ink. Okay. So let me get this other one to this stage. And I also want to bring them both up together. By bringing them both up, I mean paint them at the same time. Let me grab a battery for his eyes. Stan Lee died. That sucks. I like that guy. He made cool stuff too. Yeah, so the back of their head, the helmet's adjustable. It's got Velcro that will, open it up or bring it back down together. And then there's a battery pack up here for the battery that lets the eyes light up. These eyes are red, and only one is lit. I have a short somewhere. Okay, now I have work to do. Thought it was going to be fast and easy tonight. Okay. Whenever you put them in, you have to kind of kink them a little bit. And this one just has it kinked, and I might have broke the resistor. So I definitely have to get that eyeball fixed. I didn't run Christmas lights. These are just LEDs. The mask itself is latex. Mostly. They're a hybrid mask, but all of the face is latex. It's on an EVA foam hood. Oh, see what happened? Sure enough, that red wire broke off of the LED. This is just a piece that, makes your eyes more comfortable in there. So you take that out. I make an EVA foam helmet is what I do. And then I put LED lights in it. I make a lot of Krampuses, Dozer. Havana Brown is the acrylic ink, Evan Para. The sponge will be a lot smoother, absolutely. Now I'm going to pull over a chur. Here's what stinks. I have 2 red LEDs left. So to fix this, I have to get rid of one. I don't think that you guys have a lot of chance of seeing what's happening. See, but luckily, up in there, there's a space that I can tuck any extra wires into in between the helmet, which is the gray part, and the mask. So the longer wires will just get tucked up in there. It's not that bad of a fix. You have to sand the end of this because right now it would not be diffused light. So I'm going to sand the end of this. Right now it's rounded and I need to sand it flat. Plenty. For the record, always check your LED before you put it in the mask to make sure that it worked from the get-go. Because it could be, I don't want to spend a lot of time putting a dead LED in there. And it's rare, but every now and then you'll get a dead one. But that one is good. See, I thought I was just going to come in here, paint these masks, and hair them, and be done. Grrr, arr. For the record, no, I didn't just do that, and it didn't just work. I thought I was going to be that slick, but nay, nay. This isn't like, well, I guess this is minor crisis control. It's not a great big deal, but does kind of suck. Okay, to get to work on this, I have to make a little hole up in top of the head because my wires are running under here and I don't have enough wire left to stick out of this eye socket to wire and push it back through. So I'm going to pull it out a little hole right up here, which will be really easy to cover up. Just need to get me some scissors. S-I-double-S-ers. S-I-double-C-ers. Scissors. There we go. I made a minor incision. Just have to get those wires through it. Didn't actually make an incision, but I faked it. So now you guys are watching me stare at a mask and grunt. Isn't this a great Saturday night? But now, look. Now I have my lead sticking out of there. That's good. Not everything goes great, you know? Oh, Psycho Axeman, you're such an awesome person. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, sir. Oh, thank you. The lip sync challenge. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Look at that. Scott's giving you the links. Thanks, Scott. It will have hair. All Krampuses should have hair. So there we go. Yeah, wiring up LED lights, not that hard. And it adds a lot to a mask, especially a Krampus mask for some reason. So I did a whole line of LED masks for Transworld this year for haunted houses. Now, all of those were the hits a button and the eyes light up. Because I want that to be a feature, you know, for as long as this lights up when I wire this in, we're good. But, you know, I want it to be a feature where the actor can use it to get there, you know. Do statue, statue, then light your eyes up, take a step towards them. Oh, the LED lit up. All right, so I have my other eyeball is dangling, but it's there and it's lit. That's impotente. So what I'm going to do now, all right, so that wire is encased in plastic. Hot glue is plastic. So I'm going to encase that wire in hot glue, and that's how I'm going to protect that and make that a nice little package so that they don't touch and so that that connection doesn't come apart. So let me plug in my hot glue gun. Let me find my hot glue gun, because this is the life that I lead. Had a hot glue gun, was awesome. Well, I guess I don't have to have that hot glue gun. I could have a different hot glue gun, because I do have several. When I install this puppy, I just have to be careful that I don't kink that resistor. LEDs are wonderful, but not the hardest of things, and they don't like to be bent, especially by that resistor. Okay, let's look at comments here. Thuringwethy 93. I have a lot of videos already on how to add hair to a latex mask, so don't sweat it. You can find that. You can find that online. Just search my channel for hairing a latex mask. So the worst thing that could happen here, well, okay, the worst thing is probably an explosion of some kind, but that's not likely. So the worst likely thing that can happen is for those two wires to touch inside of there. And that's why we really want to protect it. Okay. While my hot glue gun is heating up, I'm going to get some things together over here. Be right back. white hair ready. This guy's going to get white. Well, one of these two, or both of them, is going to get white hair. We are hot. We're going to build up hot glue over that whole connection. Don't touch hot glue, guys. My fingers are very used to being burned by hot glue. I kind of have calluses on them a little bit. I also test the heat gun on my hand and that kind of stuff. And that will numb your hands out a little bit. And I'm actually going to put a physical barrier in between the two, which will be electrical tape. And then all this gets stuff back into that hole until just the eyeball is poking out. There we go. And I'll need a little bit of hot glue to hold it in place in that little eye socket. Krampus looks sad with one eyeball dangling out. Like he didn't listen. He owed me money. Okay. Real little piece goes on the inside. Because again, this all has to fit back into this hole. Little piece goes on the inside. By the inside, I mean, I'm going to put these two wires together, and I don't want them touching. And then I'll tape that together. Chicken farmer. Which last Krampus mask? Nothing. But I'm working on this one right now. But I make a lot of Krampus masks. This is a very common thing for me. This time of year, I've been making Krampus masks a long time. Like I made my first Krampus probably in 2009, I think. And the trend kind of caught on. Like, oh, Krampus, he's fun, he's important. You know, the Krampus has caught on with many others. I've been making Krampuses for a while. It used to be I had to explain to people what Krampus was. Now I just have to explain, no, it's not Satan exactly. You know. These are 9-volt LEDs. 9-volt super bright LEDs from Lighthouse Electronics, or Lighthouse LEDs. And all right, so I held the two twisted wires, the two sets together with hot glue. I taped each set of that, and then I taped that whole bundle, and then I filled that whole bundle with hot glue, just like resistor goop. That happens all the time. What I like is how lightweight these guys are. I mean, these horns look like they're heavy and massive. No way. And there's almost no head, there's no wobble to them, which that's important. So here's what might be funny. If I shove this thing in there and then suddenly the LED goes out. You'd see me do all of that again. Okay, there we go. That's in. I have giant fat sausage fingers, so my hands are not meant to work in tiny fiddly things. It's just not their natural state. Now, eventually, this will be how I do. We have 2 eyes in Krampus. Eventually, this will be how I do all of them. So I'm going to make a wiring harness for these guys so that, well, just so. See, I'm filling this eye socket now with hot glue. It's going to help diffuse that light a little bit more and keep it straight. That's so warm. I got a heathen cousin who needs to get scared. That is one of my favorite sentences I've ever read on the internet. Wish I could make one of these costumes. I have a heathen cousin who needs to get scared. Yes, I use automotive. All right, so not automotive fiberglass resin as often as I use an epoxy, which is a West Marine Fast 205 epoxy. I use that quite a bit. So I have to put this on to make sure that it's comfortable. Okay. And because it's fun to wear. Hello, William. You can see where my eyes are. And that's why I'm not being blinded at all by the LEDs. Notice how there's no wobble on these horns. They're moving as much as my head is moving, no more. Because they're attached down to that helmet. Okay. So I've got it fixed to the point where now I can paint it again. All right, let's put this guy back in there. Perfect. Now I can paint it. I thought I was just going to walk over here and paint it. But I also know, since I'm going to do the Havana Brown, I'm not going to bother doing the route first. The horns in the background. Those or those? You know what? It's hard to get horns that big to not bounce. What'd you miss? You didn't miss anything. I'm still going. Okay, great. So Psycho Axe Man, you're killing me with the donations. I love it. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Yeah, great monster. The horns were we have a minor hiccup in our connectivity, but we are back now. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Oh, you like the ram's horns? Okay. So we're going to Havana Brown this. And yes, I'm going to Havana Brown over the black that I've already got. That might add an interesting dynamic. This is a thin Havana Brown. So, okay. It doesn't know it's thin, because it is a butt-kicking Havana Brown. And I'm hitting everything. I'm not skimping. I'm hitting everything. Teeth, under the chin, over the chin. I'm just going right over top of that LED. It'll burn right through it. It won't literally burn. There's not a lot of heat from LEDs, but it will. The light will shine through it. Oh, it's so beautiful. What a rich color that I'm going to wipe off. I thought I was invite you here so I could turn my back to you and not let you see what I'm working on. It's kind of what I was just doing. For this to be effective, I need a little more alcohol on this. I'm low on time. Now, you know, a good bit of this is going to be covered up by hair. That's okay. You still want to, you know, see good stuff through the hair. So you guys are all pretty awesome for hanging out with me on a Saturday night. That is what I have to say. I said in the beginning, not complaining. I'm not a complainer. Haven't been sleeping well. So to motivate me to get in the shop, I'm like, yeah, I'll go live. And then I can hang out with some friends while I work. And that makes it go a little easier. Let me clean up these teeth a little more. I will get in there and I'll paint those teeth too. Painting the teeth is something that I always do to make them pop a little bit. So, yeah, that's that stage of these guys. Oh, I said I was going to do his horns. I didn't do his horns yet. Well, let's do them. See if it makes a oh, it does make a difference. But I'm not going to let you see. I will. Before, these horns were just painted straight black. And while that was nice, this Havana Brown gives them a depth. Ooh, sexy. Sexy horns. Yummy. Okay, so let me show you guys a little bit. So this horn has been treated. See how that it's black, but it's dark brown and glossy. This hasn't been done. Flat, very flat. Live, wonderful, magical flat. That's why we do it. You restore classic cars for a living. Haven't read any more than that, but that sounds awesome. Not a huge set of skills that I possess, but I do respect it. I think one day I'll restore you know, an old truck or something for fun in my retirement, which means I'll pay others and watch them closely and maybe turn a bolt every now and then if I can afford it. You know how it is. Yeah, that is sexy. Okay. Yeah, I'd imagine your old rags are have seen some love. That is my trusty Harbor Freight airbrush. You cannot beat it. Okay, so you can graft real horns onto a mask. A lot of the Krampus masks in Germany, those are real horns. But the masks are wood, so they're a real big support structure. Most of our masks here are latex, so you can't have a lot of weight or you're just going to bend and flop the latex. That's why you don't see a lot of darkness masks around because they don't hold up. You know, they flop around like crazy, like the cray cray. All right. So this guy moves. Move, mask! Get out the way! Okay. And then this guy comes back up here. I think I'm done with the hot glue gun. We'll unplug it for safety's sake. Safety first, kids. I have an awesome t-shirt that my friend Michael Skullberg gave me. It says safety because, well, he's seen me work. Havana Brown. Whew, sexy, sexy color. So I'm going to switch airbrushes now. I'm going to go with a Passionate H, which is a different airbrush. It's also a single action actually, but it has the ability of a double action because of how you adjust the needle in it. And it's also a workhorse, and it's tough to clog. I'm not saying it doesn't clog. I wouldn't say it never clogs. I will say that I haven't cleaned it in a long time. Let's see if it'll run alcohol free. Right now, the answer is no. Okay, I have some alcohol running through it now. Go to my airbrush drawer and try and find a little something, something. All right, so what's happening is somehow I lost the button off the top of my airbrush that you push down on. It was there the last time that I used it, and now it's not here. My airbrush has been sitting up on this table. It's a little, it unscrews on and off, but I don't have another one handy. So I'm just going to be stabbing my finger on that little post. That's okay, I guess. Who wants comfortable fingers? Not me, really. Huh. Interesting. I could also, let's see, how's this hot glue? Oh, it's still coming out. Look at that. There we go. I unplugged the hot glue gun, so I didn't know if it would still work. Okay, so I replaced my airbrush button with a wad of hot glue because of my finger. So I patted it. And that's just alcohol right now that's running through that. So I'll run alcohol and I'll probably run inks. And now let's pick out a color or two to use in that airbrush, which is a different setup altogether. It has a color cup and not a bottle. Here's a good purple. Here's a good mauve. Probably go with this mauve. Well, I'll go with both of them. Yeah, do some work with these guys. And then I've got a Payne's gray, which is almost a black. All right, so I got three colors here. Purple. This is like a purple lake is what this color is. But first I'm going to get my lightest color, which is this maroon that I picked. I'm not entirely happy with how low this one is. I should probably just put them on a post like the others. But I could also just raise it up a little bit by putting something under it. Okay, if this starts to fall over, you guys let me know. Hooray, Peeper Dawn. Krampus is awesome. You know what it really is. And honestly, the resurgence of Krampus has really spurred this whole scary Halloween. More haunted houses are opening up now for Christmas shows, holiday shows, than I think have ever opened up before, for sure. Let's see what Keith is saying. I do have huge fingers. My friend actually calls me Edward Sausage Fingers. So while Keith, I don't necessarily take offense to it, I have giant fingers. They're not meant for delicate work. I'm not a piano player, that's for sure. Hello, Horror Beauty Effects. The zombie on the wall? Which wall? I don't know what you mean. Oh, we're getting ready for Transworld. There's a lot of masks happening in here right now. Should mold them and sell them. Tor Johnson gloves right here. 2 points if you know who Tor Johnson is. Top of the box fan. Yes, it is. Good eye. Good eye finding my hot glue gun for me. It's a find an item test in here. That's what it is. If I was just put away, I wouldn't have these problems. All right, so I'm gonna hit myself a little bit of a vision for this and figure out exactly what I want to do. First thing I exactly want to do is put some color in here. I don't need a lot. This is an accent color. Everything I'm doing now is kind of accents. I want to crank this way down so I don't get a lot of paint. Okay. Going into those eye bags and around where the LED is. I'm hitting it with this nice maroon color. Let's do two things. We're having a poor lighting situation. Let's work on that. This is a ring light that goes over my camera. Just like that. And that should help. However, what also that does is hide the comments. Well, nothing is perfect. You know what? It doesn't have to be over that. It could be over the other side. As long as it's shooting that direction. Hey, you can do it. Swedish wrestler Tor Johnson. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Scott. That's a good idea with tubing. What I have done is I used a soldering iron to just solder a channel in there. So the wires lay in a channel. Good night, Scott. I am doing great. Thank you. Underbite was amazing. You know what? Hocus Pocus was everywhere this year. A lot of people in Hocus Pocus costumes and such for a 25-year-old movie. You know, it still has a fan base, obviously, going strong. It was a little cutesy for me, But I tend to like my monsters a little more hardcore. Okay, so that's it for those colors. I'm going to move this mask and bring the other mask over because before I clean this color out of the airbrush, might as well use it on the other mask. You see how I punched up that straight brown with some of that nice maroon color? Don't sweat the teeth. Haven't done anything with, you know what? Before I leave this, I'm going to hit those gums. So this is the color I want those gums to be, basically. Okay.
No, I can swap it out.
Okay. This is a little more flat. It doesn't have any of that red detail yet. Yeah, it's a good vampire movie. I will ask Papa Chops when he's coming to Japan. Okay. Back to airbrushing. And I'm going to airbrush these guys pretty much the same way. Okay, let's see if I missed anything. It is. It really is, Keith. I love what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going to gloss all the horns. Haven't seen Overlord yet. I don't get to see a lot of movies, really. I'm making monsters. most of the time. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. So that is that color. And now I can switch colors. I'm not going to switch masks because they're both going to be the same. I did a little bit inside of the ears. Okay. I did this part. There. Keep me on task. Man, you people are obsessed with ear hair. No, I'm not going to add any ear hair. There's going to be so much hair on him you won't even notice any ear hair. All right, I go a little darker. I'm not going to take that color out. I'm just going to put a darker color in. I need to find something really tiny to stir it with. What I like to use is a T-pin. A T-pin. I'll put it in there and spin it around like it's a mixer blade. See, now that's good and mixed. Open it all the way up and shoot it for a little bit just to get it to come out. Having some clog issues, so I'm working on the back of the head a little bit. Sometimes you can crank it all the way down. Yeah, I'm a little dirty. Okay, I'm very dirty. So a little T-pin mixer blade here. Just go up in there and see what's happening. Well, it's gunky. Again, I haven't used the airbrush in a while, so I haven't cleaned the airbrush in a while because of who I am as a person. So, carburetor cleaner works the best, and I have some. It also, the shop I'm sure hit freezing temperature lately, so that actually plays a part. Okay, well, that's shooting pretty good now. And let me take this guy, my pin again. See if I can get any gunk out now. Little, great. That carburetor cleaner, Keith knows this, is for cleaning gunky stuff out of fiddly metal bits. And airbrush is made of fiddly metal bits. And the main problems with it is it covers in gunky bits. Though they do make screens for that. I'm actually in the Dallas, Texas area. roughly. I'm just kind of using this pin to get any big gunk out of the end of the airbrush. I also need to get it out of here. That little stem is completely stopped up. That's a big gunk coming out of there. Oh, Arkansas, that's cool. It's not too far. I'm just cleaning out this tube. It's pretty gunky. But now I can put it on here. And we'll see if we did any good. So far the answer is no. All right, it requires a deeper cleaning, so we got to do that. See, it's never as easy as just come in and knock these guys out. There's always a little something that happens. I just mixed up a great color in that bottle. I'm not going to waste it. That's why I got these little guys. So everything in here, I'll be able to save pretty much everything. Because I have more than one airbrush part to clean out. Don't put this where you can shoot this stuff in your eyes. I assure you it's bad for you. You really shouldn't even get it on your skin because it attacks your liver. It's kind of like naphtha that way. I know you can just see how much cleaner this cup is getting. After I clean it with carburetor cleaner, you want to rinse it off. You don't want that stuff, because this is a chrome coating on there, and this carburetor cleaner will eat that. Way clean now. That's nice. Okay. Looks almost new. Okay. Check these comments. Good night, Tara. Aerosol can of paint stripper. No, people don't see this part of mask making. This is the unfun part. It's not sexy. Making sure one more time. Yeah, that's a good clean cut now. Or at least that tube is. And I can go back here. Open this all the way up by screwing it. And that's nice and clean. I think the tube was our main issue. Okay. Now, carburetor cleaner's not cheap, but nothing really works better. About $4 to $6 a can. So the carburetor cleaner was in it. I'm not going to put the ink back in it right away. I'm going to put alcohol in it. The alcohol is running through it, no problem. There's an Allen wrench that I can use to really take this gun apart. But I don't normally do that. Normally this style of cleaning is sufficient. Let me check something. It also helps if your compressor is on. So I've been slowly losing pressure, so that might be why it didn't shoot. At least I cleaned my gun. I'm an idiot. Now we're cooking with gas. Look at that. It needed to be cleaned. All the alcohol has run through there. Hey, Michael J. Lassiter. You didn't get to see me just be an idiot. I spent about 10 minutes cleaning my gun because it wasn't shooting anything because my compressor was turned off. All right. So let's put my color back in now. I ran a whole thing of alcohol through there, making sure it's clean. Well, that shoots that color like a champ. Okay. And after all that, this color is too close to my other color. So I pour it out. Put the cap on it. I'm going right to Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray is like a bluish, dark bluish gray. It's a real nice color. It's almost black. But I want this to be different. I want this to be stronger. So this airbrush changing colors takes a little bit of time, but not a ton. Okay. Have a good dark color in there. Looking at what I want to be really dark. You can't go crazy. you guys can kind of see, I'm working on one side. See how there's more drama on this side that I've hit with the black, and the other side is not as dramatic. And I'm just calling this color black, but it's not black. I want to step back and take a look at that. Pretty happy with it. This cheek doesn't have as much black. You see, what happened was my rod poked through my wig head. So I need to get another wig head. I feel pretty good about this. You know what? I'm going to hit some of these forehead wrinkles a little bit with the black. And this very dark color really isn't even black. It's called Payne's Gray. Just a little more accent with it. Get a little bit of a bigger difference in there. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I got to go in and pop the teeth. Yeah, normally I will seal the mask with something. Acrylic inks is what I'm painting with right now. Yes, it's all acrylic ink. The mask is based in latex mask paint, my 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 mix, but now this has the acrylic inks on top of that. Doesn't suck. I'll take it. Okay. Sorry I had to get another wig head. I didn't have to, but I wanted to. And Velcro's in the back right there. So let's let this dry. Then I will, that one will be dry enough where I can just paint the teeth. All right, so this, they've been painted the exact same, except for that dark color. They've been painted the exact same, except for that dark color. More drama, more contrast. And both of these are going to get pretty light colored hair. Secret. This is my witch sculpt. I know it's fuzzy, I'll get there in a second. It's my witch sculpt. These masks are actually for sale. Now, the ones I'm doing tonight are already sold, but I'm working on probably 7 or 8 Krampus masks that I'm selling for Krampus season. And I'll sell them on Facebook probably. So remember my little button that broke? Well, the thing came off the button, but I can pat my finger. A little bit of E-tape. Right now I'm stabbing myself. Quit stabbing yourself. Quit stabbing yourself. Quit stabbing yourself. There, now I won't feel it when I push that button down. Which might not be good. Who knows? Okay. The closer that I get with the airbrush, the finer the line it'll give me. When I'm painting my mask, I always try to go black around the edge of the eye because most people will put on black, no matter what color their mask is, they put on black eye makeup inside the mask. So I try to make that blend a little better on my end by going ahead and putting black around the inside of the eye. That way they're blending to the color that's there. See, now, a lot of the places I am actually going over where I've already done the purple. But I'm doing a finer line here. Then I have black with like purple on its edges, which looks kind of cool. I have no desire to paint black in between every one of these ridges. That's not happening. It could, but not for the price I sell these for. Don't get sleepy, Peeper Dawn. Hang out with us. Witches are cool. Yes, Plastidip Glossifier. I love it. Okay, I think I'm caught up. You know what? I really like the look of the horns as is. I don't really think that they need too much. They look nice. I may dry brush them so that there's almost a bone color on the high edges. And they're dry enough for that, so I can probably do that shortly. But I'm looking at this guy, and I want in here. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. That makes me happy. So we're at the point where I can start painting teeth. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab a little brush. I paint my teeth by hand normally. My tooth color is over there already. I have a good little brush for painting teeth. My tooth color is right here. Just a nice, like a bone white. It's not straight white. Okay. Gotcha. I'm going back in here. I don't want to run it around a lot. I'm letting the tooth take paint off of the brush. I'm not smearing it around. I'm very careful to leave a separation between each tooth. The worst thing that I could do is get white in between the teeth. It's back. There's no hair yet. It's going to be hair, Dirty Sam Squench. There we go. Okay. Yes, I didn't realize that I lost the feed. Sorry, gang. Most of that's on my end. I live in the country, so the internet is hard. My internet is dark and full of terrors. Now, some good stuff is happening with that Havana Brown, and I don't necessarily want to take it all off of the teeth, but I do want to whiten up the tops of these guys. Okay. Because not that much of the tooth will be covered in plaque, you know. you go. Let's get him out to here. Now this guy is dry enough where I can paint his teeth. Remember, I airbrushed the gums. Those have to dry or else you'll get wet blending, which you don't want. I probably could do that, but I don't always work in this spot. And the easiest way to do it is just moving these masks around. These clamps are great. You can see I've got them all over my shop with masks. So, I mean, this is a pretty good system because there's places to put them all over. And the clamps themselves come in several different colors. I mean, different heights, not colors, heights. I have thought about getting one of those adjustable height desks in order to work a little better. Just in one area. No, I do tend to do my teeth whiter than most people and whiter than realistic for a monster. That's because I want the mouth to really pop. And most often my masks are seen in low light because they're for haunted houses. Most of my work is for haunted houses. I don't like doing movies. I would much rather work haunted houses. That's my first love and my passion. If you hear me doing a movie, I needed the money. Whereas normally it's the opposite. If the movie guy is working at a haunted house, well, he needs to make a hot tub payment or something. All right, so teeth is done on these guys. I really like the way the Havana Brown popped these horns. I'm gonna let the teeth sit for just a minute. I'm gonna swap the masks back out because I think those are probably dry. I'm gonna hit the whole mouth with the whole mask really with glossifier because I want it to stick on there and look glossy, all of it. Occasionally, I have neighbors or the UPS guy freak out a little bit. When I had a full Demigorgon in here, that was a little weird for him. Okay. All right. Let's get to herring. And then I'll glossifier. So I'd rather the hair stick to the mask than just to the glossifier. Okay. I think we're going to move. We're going to work over here now. These horns have glued on. I don't have to have them pinned in anymore. This guy will be coming to a Krampus parade near you soon. Have white hair for these guys. And this one gets haired first. Before I start putting hair on it, it's white hair. It'll be easier if that head helmet is whiter. When you start your spray paint, put your tip with the dot, spray it upside down a couple times. When you're done spraying spray paint, spray it upside down a couple times. Keep the tip clean. Let's get this. Go. I'm done. A little bit of upside down action. It's my new paint shelf back here that I built. Works pretty good. And I have 4 sections: black and white, metallics, colors, and browns. So that'll tell you what I use the most of. Black and white, metallics, browns, all different kinds of browns, and some colors. Spray paint, I don't use that much of it. The Apocalypse mask uses a lot of the brown spray paint. I get the white hair from a wig supply store. They sell wigs and things, so yeah. Yes, it is, Keith. The 2X is bad for clogging, but it has more pigment in it than other paint. Still a good value. And I can take a third of a can of the Rust-Oleum 2X to Home Depot and say the tip is clogged, and they give me a new can. I'm not dishonest in that way, but you know, I have had to do it because I need this color, and I don't have any more, and this tip is dead, and you can't put a new tip on it because it dies inside. But anyway, yeah. So if you go to Home Depot a lot and you're able to just exchange it, then it's not a big deal. And never buy exactly how much you need. Always buy a little bit extra. Caulking gun and iron grip silicone. Iron grip, it's my silicone. Iron grip, I always keep some at home. I just made that jingle up. You want to give me some money for that GE and use it, you're more than welcome to. And I have iron grip in here right now, which I was using yesterday. This is my grade A quality shiv. This is epoxy putty on the handle to make it fit exactly to my grip for shivving and just for general pokey stuff. Silicone boogers are the worst boogers. Okay, pretty sure that'll pump now. Thank you, John. Appreciate you saying that. Very nice. Yeah, I just use my shiv. My trusty shiv. And it is taking a little bit for that paint to dry. So I'm going to grab a heat gun. That will warm that up. You guys have been charging for a while, so I'm pretty sure you're good. It's a good idea, Keith. You do want to make sure that they're dry, or else your hair could not stick well. And you really want your hair to stick well. I'm actually selling these. These two are already sold, but in this batch, I have 4 masks that are not sold yet. And why is that? Because these two guys said, I want one, take my money. I said, they're not done yet, take my money. Okay, no problem. So I took their money, and I'm getting theirs done first. I'll ship them out probably Wednesday. Maybe Tuesday. But the others, a lot of people said, I'm interested in buying one. So I'll get those other 4 or 5 done, and then I'll post pictures, and someone will buy them. Give me 1 second, gang. Okay. Had to blow me node. I've been congested and airbrush stuff aggravates it, all that. Okay. I've considered doing an Etsy shop, but I haven't really had time to man it, to get all the stuff up on it and stuff. This is long hair. This is 12 inches long. So this will be quite the flowing locked Krampus. This is hair weave hair. You do hair weaves with this. You glue this onto someone's scalp. Don't go to like a fancy beauty supply store. One a little more in the ghetto is better. Simply because the prices will be cheaper. And they'll have the cheaper varieties. There are so many different types of this. I use She most of the time, but it's just about the same as some others. Okay. You have to clip the wires, unfurl your hair. Isn't that pretty? Oh, sexy. I like white hair on Krampuses. I like black hair too. Yes, yak hair is big dollar. One of the issues I have with an Etsy shop is that I don't keep a lot of stock. I make something, I sell it. I do very well on my trade shows and word of mouth. I don't necessarily need to have a store because I'm normally too busy to keep it stocked. So let's do a piece of hair that hits the bottom here. And we're just going to overlap this. We're about an inch up from the top. I haven't measured this. This is going to be a little long, but I'll use every piece of this. These guys are bigger, so they might use 2 packages. Come on over here. You guys doing so far away. You can see my crappy relax around the house pants. See, now this guy's a little low. Get right back. Now I've got it on. I'm just pressing that silicone in between all the hairs. Iron grip silicone really holds on very well to the hair and holds it onto the mask. It just does a great job. I'm going to do one more of those around underneath. Which really is, that's a lot of hair. And I'm leaving this area where that buckle is, you know, I'm leaving this open. So I'll pick it up on each side of that. It'll still be hidden, but it won't be as hidden. This one may make it all the way around. We'll see. Even if I cut this off, there's only a little bit left on here, I'll still use it. Got little pieces to do around this guy. Okay, that's my second piece on. Mash it in. I want it to be in between all of the hairs. It gives a real good tensile grip. Surface area. And a lot of adhesion is about surface area. Okay. He's coming along. That's what he looks like right now. Iron grip silicone. It looks like this, only it's not backwards. Iron grip. They sell it at Home Depot. I do. I can take this off now. Thanks. I just think I cut myself because I always put electrical tape where I cut myself. So yeah, these guys are looking good. And hairing a mask doesn't really take that long, so I'll probably be done here by 11. That's with both of them. So this guy up front now is all going to be pieces of hair, and I'm going to work on the back actually. How are we doing here? That's probably good enough. Guten Tag. This iron grip really starts to set up in about 20 minutes. So you don't want to wait a long time to start working your hair in. It doesn't matter that these are two pieces. It doesn't matter. So I said I can cut it any way I want and just piece it in. Because sometimes your hair direction isn't straight. You want to, the hair this way going this way, and then and you'll see some of that later. Used to be a heck of a process. I used contact cement. It just took a long time. Apply it to both sides, let it dry, stick it together without it sticking to itself. And then Ed Edmonds showed me It's like, silicone caulk, it's the way to do it. Okay. And then I tested every kind of silicone caulk I could get my hands on, basically, to see which kind would stick the best. Iron grip. Okay. And I'll be cutting some of this off because they've got to be able to get to this strap and not rip a bunch of hair off trying to do it. Apple cider is delicious. See, several layers, you're building up a nice thickness now. This is what my night is, guys. This is what I'm doing. It's cool that you guys are hanging out. It's awesome. Was camouflaging that bag with hair. For those of you who don't know, that little bag holds a 9-volt battery. That is what makes his eyes glow. Probably shouldn't wipe the silicone on your pants unless you want silicone patches on your pants. I've had worse things on my pants. Okay. We're getting there. Don't second guess yourself. Just do it. Just put the hair down there. Don't worry about what if this is the wrong spot. Man, hair is forgiving. Fur and hair. If your first monster should be covered in fur or hair, it's going to help no matter what you do. It hides a multitude of crimes. Crimes just being crap you did wrong. Okay. So now I'm going to do some hair on the sides of the face and bring that up, and I'll do some hair up in here that comes back. The ones on the face, really, they won't be that long. To figure out what your plan is, how am I going to hair it? You hair it from the bottom up. You hair it from the bottom up. There we go. Oh, that's cool, Keith. Wolfman's my favorite character. Favorite to play in the haunt, just favorite in general. Okay. I cut 3 little pieces for this side of the face over here. So I'm pressing it in there, and then it comes out over the top a little bit, and I smooth that along the top edge. Oh. They don't have to be perfectly straight. If you want to curve that piece like I just did, that's perfectly fine. Now do this side. Made that one too long, no big deal. I just cut it. This is, right now I'm all on one package of hair. I will have to open the second package for this guy. just based off of how I really want to hair him. So for the record, this is a sculpture I've never haired before. It's my first time applying hair to this. I'm kind of looking and learning and making my best guess, and then I'm just doing it. Because this is a witch. This is my witch sculpture. This isn't a Krampus sculpt. It's a witch. That is a witch. Green. It's a witch. Pump up the teeth, change the color, add horns, Krampus. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. He's getting there. Yeah, the nose does help frame the teeth help frame that nose actually. Yeah. How's it looking? You know what? I might not need another pack of hair. You almost smacked yourself with your phone. I've done that. I've been there, man. Krampus gets his hair did. So my wife says when she goes, "I'm getting my hair did." Okay. We're really close. And then once I get it all haired up, then there's some styling that we do. Because you can't not have a styled Krampus. But yeah, I don't have a lot more to do. I don't that would be like way too much. But I've got 2 pieces here to do at least. Okay. I've now put on all the silicone I'm going to put on. Real small piece. Goes right here. Medium piece. Goes right here. And as I bring that hair in to put it on, I use it to pick up anything that's just hanging out there and looking weird, like strands of silicone or excess hairs or whatever. Now this one I do a little bit different. This last piece, nothing else has a hard hair edge. All right, so, but this is the only one. Cut this to width. I mash it in just like all the others, but I don't seal that edge. I get this good and mashed. Till there's, real silicone coming through. Now I can take my scissors. It might be hard for you guys to see, but that's a hard edge right there. It's all together right there. So I'm going to come in, lift, and cut that strip off. But all the hair is already glued down. So the hair isn't going to come flying apart like this because I've already glued the hair down. I have less of an obtrusive edge. You hold it down. You just pull it forward with your finger a little bit. And that'll have some hairs come forward and some stay behind, but they're all glued down. That's a hairline. Fun in the Netherlands, funny guy. Good night. I don't have much longer to go. I'll tell you what. I said I would get this mask haired in half an hour and then do the other one. It's haired, but it's not styled. Styling, all I have to do is fluff it up, tease it, and spray it. So that's the hair he's going to get. Krampus. Let's get this guy out the way. All right. And that took pretty much exactly one package of hair is what that took. I have now a package of 12 inches long is about $13.99 for me. It's $14. This is long hair. If I wanted 8-inch hair, that's about $7. Okay, so looking, figuring it out. I'm almost out of this iron grip. Okay, there we go. Don't have enough in that package, I know it. Probably, I might do eyebrows on these guys, but that'll be after. I'll have to see. I might do eyebrows on one. They don't have to be Twinkies. Goodbye, funny guy. Hair and wings like the 70s. You ain't right. I'm in need of a shave. A lot of scruffy rough. Thank you very much. Hey, Branson Haunted Hills. How are you? I'm trying to get my hair untangled. All right. My silicone is on already. So it's sitting there curing. It does apply easier when you're not stepping on it. Just for the record, in case you guys were wondering if that's true. It's true. Don't stand on your hair. Unless you're into it, whatever. Boom. And this one may not be haired exactly like the other one. As long as they look good, I don't care if I put every hair in the exact same spot. If I can find a more efficient way to do it, cover the same amount of area, then that's what I want to do. See, I'm reeling in that silicone and then smoothing that top edge. Through the hairs, along the top, smooth it out. Through the hairs. I'm also pushing this one up a little bit. It's a little low on the mask. I did 2 of those, if I recall. Okay. Random silence, very kind. Thank you so much. In the caulking gun is iron grip silicone. Iron grip silicone. Very cool. Okay. Man. So I'm really excited for my snowman. Really want to get that whole snowman costume done. Let's mash this puppy together. Mash it up. Okay, great. All right, so that's 2. I think after the 2, I did the back of the head pretty much. I did from here and here. Wonder how I'll be able to do this. With I might not have too much caulk left. I have a whole tube left, so I won't run out. This is the piece left over from the last mask. use everything. Yes, Home Depot has iron grip silicone. I did some tests. Turns out it's the best to attach hair. By far the strongest grip. One inch of this attached to latex with iron grip of the hair. I put a clamp on it, and it held over 10 pounds. So this is a real good adhesive for the hair. And I painted these white so that the color of the helmet I made wouldn't show through, because they're kind of a gray. And I wanted, if your hair is thin, then it might show through. You don't want that. It takes, 2 or 3 layers to get it going. That'd be cool, random silence. Just Halloween making stuff is awesome. The world needs more monsters. Now you see, if you don't second guess yourself and you get the work done, then you can bust out these masks. Could you take hours and hours and hours to hair a mask? Sure. I don't. Take as long as it needs to look good. If it doesn't look good, then the time you spent doesn't count. But if you can get it to look good in less time, well, do that. Because time is money. For me, this is a business. I love that for all of you, it's a passion. It's also a passion for me. I always say I'm an amateur monster maker, even though I get paid for it, because the root word of amateur is love, amore. I love it. I do this because I love it. I'm an amateur, a lover of making monsters. Okay. Oh, let's get the bag fixed now. And the last one, I just did the hair kind of on top of the bag. This time I'm going to wrap it around the ends, which will look better. I'm going to call this tube of iron grip dead. Hello, Robert Bolle. What's my favorite prop you ever built, and do you still have it? You know what? No, I sell what I make almost all the time. I love my current Wolfman costume, and that's mine. I made that for me. Love it. But the Demigorgon that I just sold, one of the Demigorgons I just sold, beautiful. Probably the best thing I ever made. Really look nice all together. And gang, I'll be right back. Have to grab some things. Shiv. This is my favorite shiv because I used epoxy clay and molded it to my hand so it fits perfect, like right in my hand. Shiv. I'm not condoning everybody out there going out and shitting people. Only I should do it. In case you were wondering. Here comes the iron grip. Great. I did those. Yeah, I did that. Okay. Had a moment of wondering how I did it on the other mask. And since that way really seemed to work, why change my process? Unless it's faster or better. So these horns are EVA foam, and they're covered in liquid nails to make them harder. And that so far has worked really well. They're special, heavy-duty special project liquid nails. Not the tan stuff, it's kind of a blue-gray. See, that bag hides well enough in there. Won't hold up to super scrutiny, but who does? I think that is just right to go there. You'll have to part the hairs to pull the battery out. I know it. That's fine. I love LEDs eyes on masks. They're so cool. Can you thin it down for painting on a prop? Yes, You can thin down liquid nails with xylene or naphtha will work to thin down liquid nails. But those are pretty toxic things, so be careful what you put them on. Okay. Cool. Wigs, that's great. Baba Yaga, love Baba Yaga. Cool win at the auction. There is a little poker on the caulking gun, but I had a shiv. And if you get a chance to shiv something, you should take it. Okay, caught up. Naphtha can be a little bit hard to find because it's regulated. You know, it's not the safest stuff in the world. Toxicity. Okay. Got 3 little pieces on that side, just like I had on the other side. $10:47. Am I going to make 11 o'clock? My goal was 11 p.m. to have these guys done. I don't think I'll be styled by 11 because of how much I freaking enjoy styling monster hair. It's the only time I really get the chance to quote Bugs Bunny and say, "You monsters must lead such interesting lives." That was a terrible Bugs Bunny, I know, but still, it's fun to do. Really? Don't. I might be in a rush, but I'm not scrimping. I'm not taking the time to push this in and smother it over that seam. Okay. So right up under the horn. Oh, horn hair is sexy. Me and rhinoceros women think that. That's it. Random silence. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You're not riding my coattails. I'm just making sure that you start at the same level as me. That way I can learn from what you learn. Because you're going to do things your own way and change up what I did. And some of that's going to be really cool. And I want to learn that too. If I don't teach you what I know, then, and you start after me, you're going to waste time learning stuff that I had to learn. But have a great night. Me and Lady Rhinoceroses. Don't forget. Okay, let's go to the other side. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, Just going to put the big one in now too. There we go. Good night, Scott. Thank you, sir. He is the man dropping links. Just a great help. $10:52. We have 8 minutes. I think we might get there. If I can find my cans of glossifier in time, by Jove, I might get this done. Where do I get my hair from? I get my hair from wig shops, beauty supply stores. There's one that I normally go to just because I go there and they know me and they make sure they have what I like in stock. But I use She Hair. I've used many other brands. You don't have to use that brand. I've used many different brands, but She is the brand I like because it's the cheapest. And it's sold on Amazon. Amazon sells it. So it's accessible. And look up She Hair Weave Hair or She, hair extensions. Shoot me a Facebook message and I can send you a link for it on Amazon. I don't know that I'll get back here right away to drop that link on this. See, that's too long. I'm encroaching onto the eye socket. I don't want to do that on them. Okay. That little piece, I'm sure I can use it. Okay, this is all that I have left. So let's head back to the back. I'm going to figure this out. I need this much. Okay. Now I need this much. I'm just doing the space in between the horns. That's all I'm doing. And now the other one, that silicone is set up enough where I'll be able to tease it. I'll be able to, use my teasing comb and really puff it out there a little bit. See, this is where me and Ian, my makeup director at Dark Hour, we really differ because he prefers the look of it to be straight. Sometimes that's the case for me, but normally I want it to be a little wild. I want it teased up. I want it bigger. Maybe it's because I grew up in the 80s and I'm used to seeing 80s hair, And he's not. He's used to stringy straight hair, which is oddly popular now. This is that little piece I said I'll probably use later. Well, it fits right here between these horns. And now that, I got one more piece that I'll do. I have this much left. So yeah, I've got plenty. By plenty, I mean just enough. Perfecto. I'm mashing the hair in, and the excess that comes out, I'm swiping it along that edge. Helps seal that edge down. It is all about surface area. Why the hair holds on well is that it has a good amount of surface area for the silicone to bite to. The vacuum alone should hold this hair on pretty well. Going all the way back. I don't want to drag it through the silicone, so I'm very careful to whip it up there. Okay, and I actually dropped my scissors. And they went under this table. Far under this table. Oh no, they went over right here by this wheel. Cut off that edge that is visible. I'll hold it down back here with this hand and spread this out. Okay, wipe my hands off. This is pre-teasing. It is 10:59. I'm not 1 minute tease, but I will finish this puppy up. The other one, I'm gonna leave this one for tomorrow. Have to grab my glossifier. Glossifier, glossifier, glossifier. Have to come over here and grab my teasing comb. Haha, your comb. Ha. All right. Forgot I did want this. That raises that head up just a little bit more. Okay. You guys are awesome. All right, so we got to tease this sucker. Hair's on there pretty good. Not worried about that. There are some little flyaways that were never glued down to begin with. Swear I just had a thing of glossifier and a teasing comb. Look at that. Perfect. Just like you would tease your own hair. Not that all of you would tease your own hair, but I'm adding volume. I'm adding wildness to this. I want it to look, you know, he lives in the mountains, you know. He's not going to be a Pantene monster. See how it's getting wild now? It's getting thicker and fuller. It's hiding my seams. And what I'll do is I'll go in here too, and I'll hit it with a little white spray paint. And that will make it even more full hair. That will make it, see, because I want this to stay. Mask hair that isn't treated well will just dread up on you. And I don't want dreads. I don't want this to be a problem for folks down the road. Okay, but I'm not completely done yet, but look at those two sides and look at the difference in these two sides. Wild, crazy, Krampusy, you know, Pantene. This is hippie Krampus, smooth hair, flat irons it, whatever. I digress. Let's get back here. Now hair will just rip a teasing comb out of your hand. So I'm holding the hair and I'm brushing it back onto itself. And that's causing just little knots, little snarls to happen in the hair. And that's giving it this great, beautiful body. But it's also allowing me to do things like hide that bag a little better that's in there. Just hold the battery, you know. You won't have to access that very much. 9-volt battery will run these two eyes for about 3 full days straight. So remember I said I was going to use glossifier on the mask? I'm going to hit this whole thing at the same time. Face, hair, everything. Because to a degree, I want this hair to turn into kind of a mess of plastic. But still looks like hair. I want to turn it into one piece, this mask. Look for big lumps that are not done, and I break them up. Strands, not lumps. I look for big strands that are not done. and I could spend an hour styling this hair, but you know, I do want to get this done. And I'm selling these at a price point where I want to spend no more than 6 hours total on this mask. If I spend more than 6 hours total on this mask, this particular mask, I spent more than 6 on the sculpt, yes, but this one mask, 6 hours, I lose money because of what I believe my time is worth. No one has to agree with me, but that's just what I believe my time is worth. That's how I get my prices a lot of the time. How many of these masks could I knock out in a full day? That's my day rate, you know. By doing the hair on this side up and down, those what are less obvious than if I went this way, because I'd have that hard edge again up front, like I had to deal with on the top of the head. I'll snarl it into a ball and then I'll loosen it up. Down here, there's 2 strands of hair, so that can get nice and full. See, now I'm getting snarled pretty good in there, and it's not pulling that hair out. So even in the minor time that it's set, you know, tonight, it's pretty solid. That's a Krampus. Okay, so let me hit this with white spray paint and then glossifier. This is just making it more full. Should have done one side and then the other. Hey, Skullberg. Why, thank you, PA Halloween Freak. I almost said your name like, because it starts a little bit like the word phallus, but I caught myself. Good night, Michael J. Lassiter. It's a Krampus. It's a boy. We don't want a Krampus that looks like he owns a hair straightener. You're exactly right. We don't want no flat iron Krampuses. It is Skullberg. Hey, buddy. Good to see you on. I caught myself. I didn't say Phallus-a-ween freak, whatever. I didn't say that. No. And this is white spray paint, making this look more full so it hides everything better. And this is going to help bind it together. It's going to be like plastic. So See, that's not snarled enough. There we go. That's better. Too many straight hairs in a row. Now, I'm going to do glossifier on the face, but I'm not going to do glossifier on the Krampus until the spray paint dries. So I'm going to hit his face really good. Now, he has amber eyes. So his eyes are lit. His eyes are LED, but they're amber in color. They're not red. So there's these nice little points of light that you would see in the darkness. Let me show you the darkness. No, not the darkness of the bathroom. This darkness. See his little eyes? See that EDB Krampus? Oh, sexy. Okay. Now let's get him to have... This might be my favorite Krampus mask I ever made. I don't know, man. And the whole face is getting glossifier. I want the whole thing glossy. Now, if this were mine, I would just blood the snot out of this. Just blood all in these teeth, all down the front of him. Woo! Sexy Krampus. Horns, gloss them up. All right, that's what I'm talking about. It's the Alan Hops Krampus Hall of Fame right there, sucker. Be right back. Just over here doing a thing. Okay, so before I leave for the night, what do I have to do? I got to rinse out my airbrush a little bit because then clean it. I should spray it till it runs clear. It's actually less black than it was before. And I did say I should spray it till it runs clear. Probably not going to. But I'll give it one more. A little more love. That's clearish. I'm happy with that. Okay, I can put a lid on that. Pour that out. Let me move this guy over here. And once we're done recording, I'm going to take some pictures of this puppy. It's a Krampus. Profile. Back of the head. The battery pack is up here, hidden in the hurrah. My buddy. Okay, so you know what? Here's what's funny. I'm happy to see this, and I'm saying, that looks great. I'm not saying that I'm great at making things. I'm actually happy for this monster. I'm happy for him that he'll be walking around like a badass. And I'm sorry if your kids are watching, but this late in the evening, that may be poor parenting. Just saying, just saying. I did say the A word. I don't normally cuss, but worth it. Anyway, Krampus, doneness. I'm going to bedmas. I'm not going to bed. I'm going to go over to the house and work on some stuff. But anyway, you guys are awesome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And I will talk to you. I'll be live tomorrow night. So thanks for your help. Bye, guys. Go make stuff. I don't have my, I gotta take the light off. That's a good little light. I got that at Five Below. It's $5. Bargain. All right. Good night. Take care. See ya. Go make stuff.